Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Eagle, U.S. Global Command 1.4. Okay, here we go. Tech for the Americans is their first order of business. You know the deal, same as the Soviets. The U.S. Global starts with 3 major army bases. PAC has 1 for 4 dice. So, PGM, AMD, long-range missiles, advanced sonar. Okay, PGM is yes. Everything else is no. So PGM goes to stage 3. Okay. Next order of business is diplomacy. Now, since the PRF has formed in East Africa here, this opens up a bit of an opportunity. Because as the rules go, from turn 1, all the major factions can roll for diplomacy. If you remember right, you have 2 choices. You can try to upgrade a cooperation treaty minor to a defense treaty, or if certain conditions are met, you can try to upgrade a defense treaty minor to a military pact. The condition, well, let me double check myself and make sure I'm not messing up. Okay, I had it right in my head. I just wanted to be sure. Kenya has a defense treaty with U.S. Global Command, and it is now adjacent to PRF, which is an enemy of U.S. Global Command. So the conditions are satisfied that the United States can try to sign a military pact with Kenya. If they're able to do so, that would block PRF expansion south along the east coast of Africa, because the zones they are allowed to place insurgencies in, of course, have to be adjacent to one of the existing PRF zones. It has to have an IPP value of 1 or less, and it has to be a minor with a cooperation or defense treaty with either NATO alliance or China. They can't place insurgents in zones that are possessed by major factions. So like I said, if this works, they're cut off. Their only options for expansion then at this point would be Djibouti and Sudan over here. You couldn't see everything I was talking about. Sorry about that. Like I said, if the U.S. can align Kenya, the path south from there is blocked. So they're going to use their 2 free diplomacy dice to try to make that happen. Here they go. Didn't get it done. No military pact with Kenya, so it's wide open for PRF expansion if they wish. All right, purchase. The Americans had 8 in the bank. They're spending, this is did I forget to mention? I did. I'm at 4th turn already, and I have forgotten to mention that I'm playing the 2 expansions that have been published on HBG, which is battleships and battlecruisers and ASW helicopters. So there's been, I'm sure you're aware, unit cost changes throughout the unit tables. And that also applies to the battleship. It now costs 7, and it's a 4-3 build. So the final stage is 3 IPP. The cruiser from the build chart also has a final stage of 3 IPP, and the remaining 2 are being spent on a frigate. Okay, the Americans are at DEFCON 5. They don't control anybody, so there's no combat. At this time, the Americans will make At this time, the Americans will make one non-combat move. No, I don't think they're going to make any non-combat moves. They're just going to leave things the way they are. So they are placing units. The battleship, the cruiser, and the frigate are built by the major shipyard in Northeast United States. Now, the United States doesn't control any miners, so there's no recruitment rolls. So we'll just whisk this away, and they collect their money, which they are now at 14. So that's what they'll have for next turn. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.